Hello everyone, and welcome to Divine Debut 11. This is Kathy speaking, and the messenger is here. I hope that you're all doing well as the moon is transiting through the sign of Leo and preparing to enter Virgo. We're getting closer to that full moon in Libra, which is not an eclipse. Okay, it's not going to be an easy full moon. We'll be doing that analysis probably today on Patreon. If you're on Patreon on tier 2 and tier 3, then you get that full moon analysis. And as we understand the energies from above, then we know what's going on in our own world here, down on Earth. Let's take a message from Gaia Oracle. And also I wanted to let you know that I've been thinking of doing something for those who comment all the time here, those loyal people that tend to comment, which helps the channel a lot. I will be choosing random people. I don't know how many, but on the messenger messages, which happen every Tuesday, here at Divine Debut 11, I will be randomly choosing those who are most loyal, and I will be doing I'll be using Lenormand and taking 3 cards for them. It will be a mini reading through email. So if you want to be one of the lucky ones, then your comment will be very important. Okay, so I ask that you be patient. If you keep commenting, obviously you've got more opportunities to win a free mini Lenormand 3-card reading. Let's see what the messages are today. What is the advice, please, Spirit? Today, the 8th of April. And I'm going to do a quick divine spread. I love the divine spread. And I won't be taking a lot of cards. We know the messenger isn't a very long reading as we're reading the energies, okay? We've had some wonderful opportunities as, from Pisces to Cancer. Mars has been trining all the planetary bodies in Pisces. So we've had some opportune moments, even though Venus is right on Saturn, and that could be a little bit limiting, depressing, lower vibrationally speaking relative to Venusian matters, because Saturn is the law or the timekeeper. So maybe things are happening that we don't know right now as we're completing, let's say, the major life cycle. As we know this year, with Neptune entering Aries and then Saturn, those big players are leaving the sign of Pisces. And therefore the Aries new beginning, which for many the cycle has already started, with a few drawbacks, with a few needing to complete those Pisces themes or the Pisces part of your chart. Okay, let's see what the advice is. The Temptress, seduction, deceit, and a broken promise. Now, is it a broken promise? Is it? Or is it the illusion of a broken promise because you don't have the results of the truth? Deceit is very much the Neptune Piscean energy. Remember, Saturn holds the truth. Saturn is all about the truth. And Saturn, end of May, will be entering Aries and joining with Neptune, which happens, their conjunction happens every roughly 36 years. So maybe look 36 years back, what was going on for you, for those of you that are here and more mature. But there's seduction, deceit, and a broken promise. Number 15, which is also the number of the devil. And the devil can speak to difficult cycles, going through similar cycles, being in a a cycle, not being able to get out of it, not being able to see the truth and understand which way to go. But there's some sort of temptation here. And remember that this could speak to addictions, any addictions, sexual addictions, addictive behaviors. I do get a lot of narcissism with this card. It can be related to sexual themes as well, as Black Moon Lilith will be transiting through the sign of Scorpio for roughly 9 months moving forward. And there are many sexual themes, you know, those lower vibrational themes of Scorpio: jealousy, vindication, lies, deception, sexual preferences, skeletons in the closet relative to injustices, control. Let's see what's coming through with a divine spread. Let's see what's going on with this broken promise. This could be self-deceit or deceit coming from others as well. This could be a feminine using her sexuality to steer a situation in a particular direction, and through seduction. Seduction could be emotional, not only physical. Okay, let's see what's going on with a divine spread. And Mercury has turned direct, which the magician just reminded me to mention to you. Mercury is in Pisces. We don't know what the truth is, really. Mercury wants to be able to communicate clearly, and when you're submerged in the water and the emotions, this could also be control through miscommunication, a lack of communication. Mercury is still stationed, so he's very powerful. Give him a couple of days, he'll start to move direct. Let's see what's hidden, because the magician, of course, speaks to Gemini and Virgo. Mercury rules Gemini as well as Virgo. What is hidden? The Five of Pentacles. Let's look at the recent position. We've got the Four of Wands. The now position. Eight of Cups. What I see here with the Eight of Pentacles is two people not being on the same page where their beliefs are concerned, where their truths are concerned. Big differences in social standing, age difference, financial differences, but also two people that are feeling left out in the cold. So whoever you're dealing with, know that they are also in a very bad situation right now. It could be financial, could be relative to what they believed. I do get strong Sagittarian energy here. It's got to do with our beliefs. And remember, Jupiter is transiting through the sign of Gemini. He's in his fall position. Jupiter also rules Pisces. So, Jupiter from Pisces, which affects the mutable signs greatly. Gemini opposite, which is Sagittarius, Virgo, and Pisces, is in full position. But remember, Jupiter is starting now. He's on his way, through Gemini, preparing to enter in June, enter Cancer, where he'll bring a lot of gifts, a lot of change, positive changes. And remember, Gemini does speak to communication. So communication and our perception. Also issues relative to travel, movement. And we know communication has been very, very difficult indeed. with Mercury so long, transiting through Pisces, then entering Aries. Remember, the ruling planet of Aries is Mars in Cancer. So there are forms of control through the inability to communicate, to open up emotionally. That could be a form of control as well. So repressed emotions, the inability to know what's going on really. Let's see what's crowning. We've got a Queen of Pentacles. So an earth sign, she could be a mother. She could be a wife. She could be a business owner. Queen of Pentacles, the mother of the tarot, the most experienced, the most humble, grounded, dependable. Queen of Pentacles, she knows what she wants. She knows what she has to offer as well. She knows her value. She's the minor arcana of the Empress. So, yes, money could be playing a major role, because in the now position, we've got the Eight of Cups, where someone is thinking to emotionally move forward, leave, possibly also a marriage or a home, even a business, where there's been no growth. There's been no growth, but lots of changes are happening. Fives speak to changes. Changes that we may not be aware of as well. We may not also be communicating that, therefore the other party has no idea what's going on with us. We have no idea what's going on with them. Because of, when we've got a conjunction, when Saturn and Neptune come together, that can speak to depression as well. And usually when people are not feeling happy, many times they do tend to go into their cave, go inwards. And with all these retrogrades, of course, recently, the, Mercury and the Venus retrograde. Recently, Mars retrograde, which is our desires, our passion, our ability to move forward. We've been sort of going within relative to our thoughts, our perception, Mercury, the way we communicate, and Venus. So talks relative to matters of heart, our financial standing, ability to stand strong financially. That could be also a bit of a chip on the shoulder that we don't want to share with others and show vulnerability. I do talk to a lot of people, so I know what the energies are amongst, many. So depression does come up a lot. Let's see what the action and advice is from Spirit. We've got a Nine of Cups, a wish fulfillment. Eight of Cups, and then Nine of Cups. And all these cups do bring up the Pisces, escapism, and we've got also, this could speak to, the incredible or the over-the-top, wanting to escape, being tempted either to binge or to drink or to find solace, find comfort in things that are unhealthy or in people that are unhealthy. And that is obviously, again, I'm going to say a chip on the old shoulder relative to someone's self-worth. If something has been promised to you and hasn't been delivered yet, don't think that it may not be delivered. Everything has been backed up. It's like we've been taken back. Instead of being able to move forward, there were issues that we needed to deal with. Power struggles, power plays between people. But also, that going within, there's been a fight, a battle between the mind and the heart and the mind. Truth and information is a weapon, is strength. There's strength in truth. There's weakness in lies. Let's see what the possible outcome is. There's the perception that I'm in a prison, that I cannot move. This is self-deception for me. Self-imprisonment. You know, Pisces is the house of self-undoing. Undoing any bad habits. They could be cycles that we've been in again and again. So maybe this is the perception that we need time to get over. Let's see how the stars align, how the divine helps or hinders. 10 of Cups. King of Cups. And the High Priestess. Goodness. The High Priestess, which is Pisces, we need to be able to see through our third eye, our connection to the divine, to spirit, and trust that intuition. Many of us may have lost the ability to trust what we feel in our gut. This is something that we cannot be wrong about. So I would say take your energy back, bring it inwards, and trust what spirit is telling you. Not what I tell you, not what anyone else tells you. We've got a Queen of Pentacles, we've got a King of Cups, and we've got a High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is usually Pisces, opposite is Virgo. Queen of Pentacles could be a Capricorn, she could be a Taurus, could be a Virgo. So there is a possibility that this is the same individual. We've got earth and water, which are a good mix, but they're also the yin energy, which is like I'm waiting on you and you're waiting on me. You know, we need more fire, we need more air, we need more communication, we need more inspiration and the ability to create. Earth and water mixed together make mud. We can build on something more stable, but it takes longer. It can feel quite heavy as well. Also, there is a possibility that the Queen of Pentacles, who could be the spouse, someone who is a mother figure, who has got children within a connection. It could be that this could be a partnership. The High Priestess many times could be the other woman. So take it as it resonates for you. I do feel that there's telepathy here. We're talking about water. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We see a lot of water here, and we've got the 10 of Cups, which is like the ending and the beginning of a new cycle. The ending of a family unit. The ending of an emotional chapter. Remember that the King of Cups holds the Ace of Cups. The 10 turns into the Ace. He holds that Ace of Cups. They're facing each other with a High Priestess. All this is just saying that this King of Cups, whoever this is, which I see a lot of Pisces in this deck, maybe it's the Pisces era that's coming to an end, where, this king is going through self-undoing, letting go of fears, cycles that they've been in, dealing with a lot of karma and going through a release, also growing knowledgeable, becoming much more spiritual, as if this High Priestess is someone there's a connection here. Could be a telepathic connection, could be a friendly connection as well. This is what Spirit is saying. Remember, the High Priestess, she holds the knowledge. She holds the scrolls. The knowledge is from within. But she's also sitting, in a portal, in a doorway, which is like an opening for me. And also can mean choices. What's at the foundation? We've got the Justice card, which is a very karmic card. Very difficult cycle coming to an end here. It could be the ending, yes, of a family situation, a marriage, a contract. Could be also a business contract. Doesn't have to be only a love reading here. And there's Jupiter bringing another 10. we've got 10, 10, 10. Again, I get the Empress energy obviously here, because 3 10s are 30. And of course we've got a 10 and then an 11. So it feels like there is movement towards that, opening that portal, which justice is, because it's the number 11. And aces mean, obviously that there's been an ending. You're completing some sort of ending, and then there's a restart, there's a new beginning. And that's what the astrology is also talking about. Wow, obviously. And Taurus comes through, Sagittarius, Libra. So we see all the energies playing out here. We've got mutable, fixed, and cardinal. I don't think anyone's out of the equation at this time. But this is also, and we see the Hierophant as well as the High Priestess, a telepathic spiritual connection. But also a contract. Could be a marriage contract, could be a business contract, where Spirit says divine timing now. There's a difficult ending. We need to go with the flow. It's divine timing. It's happening now. Where we're looking for that balance, that harmony, that fairness and that justice. Remember, we had recently that new moon in Aries, which was a solar eclipse. That was the final curtain relative to the eclipses playing out on the Aries Libra axis, which is relational. And the South Node being in Libra is letting go of relationships that were not equal, fair. And they've run their course. North Node in Aries, looking to the I, me, my. Needing to be happy within ourselves so that we could attract or be able to be part of a relationship where both parties are feeling whole. Let's see what's going on in the emotional arena. Remember, this is today's the 8th of April, but it could be a timeless reading. So whenever you receive this message, there could be messages in here for you. I will take a couple more cards. Wow. So an offer, a romantic offer, comes from a soulmate. Look at all the fire. The fire says to me that we're slowly moving towards that Aries, I, me, my, as Venus and Mercury turning direct. Venus will turn direct on that full moon around the 13th of April, and they will be finishing up in Pisces at the latest end of May, dear friends, as Saturn will also leave Pisces. So the fire will be turned up. The fire means inspiration, creativity, courage. So someone is wanting to make an offer here, a love offer, but they're still wearing that mask. This is Pisces blocking the energy of Aries for me. But there's nostalgia. This is like the Six of Cups, which is telling me, remember what we were talking about with Mars, now moving direct through Cancer, coming up to slowly in the next week or so to those later degrees of Cancer, which has been, months. Mars, since early September, has been transiting through Cancer, affecting the cardinal signs, Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries. We've all got those cardinal areas in our chart. There is nostalgia here, but someone's not showing that. Someone's fearing being vulnerable. And that's what Pisces is, unconditional love, being vulnerable. But there's obviously something that's being worked on, I would say, which you're not aware of, Pisces. You're not aware of. But the future card shows that there is nostalgia, possible return of a soulmate. Possibly children are in the picture as well. That could be another reason why someone is trying to protect their children or protect their heart. Maybe if they're going through any issues, challenging issues of an ending of a life cycle, being vulnerable and being totally open. Maybe it wasn't the right time. We see the heart here. There's trust, there's romance, there's emotional connection here, and possible balance in the near future. And we see that there is a metamorphosis taking place. So we've got Scorpio, strong Scorpio here. Unbelievable, everyone. To me, this also can say that there's been deception. There have been third parties. Someone's been connected to a soulmate, but there needs to be an ending of a life cycle, which may be very difficult. And it can be a long process for some of you. It may not happen tomorrow. As we know, Juno, the asteroid of commitment and marriage, will be retrograding through the sign of Scorpio, and that's because a twin flame has shown up. And there are regrets coming from a divine masculine. Lots of lessons, karmic lessons, and regrets of, someone being totally truthful, having worn a mask, or even self-deception, having dealt with a lot of karma barriers, blockages, imprisoning situations. Let's take 3 Lenormand. I'm going to say also, because this is a very sexual card, someone may have true romantic feelings here, but the mask could be the deceit of the emotional connection. So there's someone using their sexuality as a weapon to hide the vulnerability of emotional connection or fear of emotional openness. So we've got a ring. It could be a cycle or it could be a commitment. We see options and opportunities for travel and for needing to make a choice, choosing between 2 options. We've got the divine feminine. This path leads on to the divine feminine. So if this is the divine masculine needing to make a choice, then this road, this option leads to the divine feminine. And most of you here do hold the feminine archetype. So maybe you are the chosen one. If this is a choice that the divine feminine has got to do, she's already made up her mind. She's turned her back on choices. She knows what she wants. Maybe it's the divine masculine that is soon to make that choice, to leave a karmic cycle or a difficult commitment. Okay? The tree speaks to a past connection, a connection possibly with someone from a past lifetime. Whatever this choice is, someone is willing to, put down those deep foundations. Someone that wants something stable and long term. But there's still the clouds here. So a lot is going on that we may not know about. There's the divine masculine. Unbelievable, everyone. Unbelievable. And we've got a child here, which could speak to a new beginning, or that there is a child involved here. Also, possibly a divine masculine that needed their time to mature, going through a maturing process. Great love for this child. The birds could speak to anxiety, stress, third parties, gossip. Remember what I said about the mask, someone trying to protect possibly a child, or to protect also their inner child, their vulnerability. So someone needing to mature. Possibly it was the divine masculine. Let's have a look at the Eight of Cups. In the now position, we've got a King of Swords, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. This could also be a legal representative or someone that's going to come through and speak their truths, lots of truths. Let's see. I want to take the Magician first of all. We've got a King of Wands here as well. So we've got three kings, which speaks to protection. This could be the same person in a different energetic way. King of Wands, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Someone in business that's a magician in their line of business, if this is an entrepreneur. Or someone coming through as very, very sexual. This could also be someone that it could be deceiving or lying as well. Trickery, someone that can pull a rabbit out of a hat. Let's see what the Five of Pentacles, the hidden position, holds. We've got Temperance. So there's an alchemy going on behind the scenes that you may not know of. You may also be physically at a distance with someone or dealing with someone, yes, that does hold other beliefs, can come from a different part of the world. There are third parties here, or there's a heartbreak relative to third parties. Let's look at the Four of Wands, the recent past. This could be someone that's spying on someone's social media, looking to what's going on in their family life, or a lack of communication and a lack of truths. Someone protecting again their best interests, their children, their family life, or someone ready to communicate some truths about where they've been emotionally, physically. Or someone needing to make a decision, needing to choose, trying to be more logical, even though times are not logical at all. There is no logic in this madness right now. I wanted to take one more on that. We've got the Lovers. You see, there is the choice. Unbelievable. Let's take the King of Swords. There's the Star, which promises something to do with Aquarius, that there will be hope through communication, hope that someone will be more truthful about where they're at emotionally, who and what they're leaving. And this could be through social media. Some naked truths coming out. Someone not being able to hold back on their truth. Queen of Pentacles. Waiting. Obviously having gone through a heartbreak. Three of Swords, Four of Swords. So for the Queen of Pentacles, there's been no security. Whoever she's been investing in has not given her the security. And she's been heartbroken. Or she's in waiting. She's in waiting as she goes through some healing, or she's waiting on someone to go through healing. And we do see a lot of air here, and Gemini comes through very strongly. Let's take one more. Someone holding back, you see, or either that or financial situations are holding her imprisoned in a situation. Could be a home, because she is the go-to person financially. And we see that her pennies are not giving her a lot of security. Also holding back a little bit and protecting her heart as well. What is the action and advice? That there's movement. And we see Cancer here, which is where Mars is now moving direct and in good aspect to Pisces. So there's possibility of travel, a wish fulfillment coming in, and there's transition. Remember that this is a 7. We've got the 6, which is the Lovers, and the 7. So there's a transition, change of home, which could be your wish fulfillment. Could be about your person, something that you're finding out, or it could be what you've wished for. There's the Empress. So the Divine Feminine knows what she wants. She's been waiting on this change. Remember, this is a victory card, so wherever we're heading, the Spirit is saying wherever we're heading now, there is a possibility of a wish fulfillment, but there's also major change. Wherever we're moving towards, we will find the happiness of Venus, which is security, love, pleasure, peace. And we know that the Queen of Pentacles is very patient, as is the Empress. This could be the same feminine in this reading. And of course we've got Libra and Taurus here. It could be the Taurus Cancer season. Or Spirit is saying be a little bit more patient. This could be even up to 3 weeks, 3 months. Let's see what the possible outcome. Oh my God. Let's take one card here. And we've got the Aries energy, which says there will be enthusiasm, movement, action, communication, which can be very soon and in the future, as Mercury is going to come back to Aries. This is enthusiasm. This is excitement. This could be a journey that opens up. It is the minor arcana of the Fool. I want to take one more on the outcome. Unbelievable. Aries comes through. Remember, this is also Uranus. The Uranus energy. Uranus rules Aquarius. But Uranus is transiting through Taurus, and we did see the Hierophant, which is all about being fixated. I don't think that there will be any more fixation. Someone needs to take action. There's more. It's like pressing on the accelerator. The new cycle begins. That is what is promised here. And it's got to do with equality, emotional equality and balance. Even though there have been fears, someone is not going to let fear hold them back. And we will see more of this after the 18th of April, as Mars is going to enter Leo and face the opposition with Pluto. And usually challenging aspects do bring change. There's been a slump, there's been a freezing up of the energies. When we understand the energies, and we do that through the astrology, then we know what's to come. It's like listening to the weather forecast. That's why astrology is so important and very, very interesting indeed. So, my dear friends, let's read the Temptress. Number 15. As I said, it's the devil number. But 15 also equals a 6 if we add it up. So there are the Lovers. You are being seduced with dazzling promises that will mostly not eventuate. In effect, you are being deceived, enticed into accepting something that will cause you much difficulty and eventually lead only to disappointment. Don't be seduced by the glitter, the glitz and glamour, or by the holy and benevolent facade. Things are not what they seem, and that's the exact energies that we are in now. Incredible promises are simply that, incredible. Observe the image on this card. The Temptress entices with her sensuous beauty and exotic surrounding, yet just behind her is the all-seeing eye of truth. It is staring you in the face all along. Take a few steps back, look at things from an objective and balanced perspective, and the real picture and hidden agenda will emerge. So obviously there's been deception. It could be self-deception, could be deception coming from others. But as I always say, lie doesn't have a leg to stand on, whereas truth does. We need to live in our truth and accept the truth so that we could forge our path moving forward. There's no point in living in a dream, in a fantasy. That's what, Neptune through Pisces these past 14 years has been promising, that what we've envisioned we can create. But then Saturn enters Pisces a couple of years back and is saying that this is the truth. We need to take off those masks and see the reality. But the possibility also for a few of you out there, not for everyone, is that Saturn, which is the truth, will unveil and will help us take off that mask and give us the opportunity to be able to build on that dream, on that vision. For a few of us, yes, that will happen. More so, more of us have been living in the dream, because there's been a lot of deception. What did the last part of the message say? Because cosmically, the real picture and hidden agenda will emerge, because there have been hidden agendas collectively as well as personally. But as I said, we need to be able to stand, and uphold our lives as we move forward, as we're living through very important times. It's so exciting to be alive right now. It really is, as the world is changing for the better, but the change is never easy. So do you want to stand and live in your truth, or do you want to continue living in that lie, in those cycles again and again? The choice is yours. Spirit gives us that opportunity, that choice. Because when we're living in our truth, we're free. And that's what the Fool is. They are free. They only travel very lightly. He's only taking his best friend, that little pet dog that he's got. And that's because there's very little truth out there in the world these days. And that's because of, everyone wants to survive. Right? A survival instinct is, and I need to lie, I need to wear that mask, because being vulnerable can get me hurt and I can't handle anymore. But as I said, there's no truth in lies. At some point the truth will always stand, will always come through. So living in our truth, we will be the winners at the end of the day, as we need to stand in our truth and not live by an agenda. All right, my dear friends, remember that the feminine archetype is the yin, the masculine is the yang energy. So that's what we're seeing, even through our own, our own ability to take on that yang energy. And that's what's ahead of us. So we need to be able to stand, need to be more courageous, more free, and love thyself. Okay, and whoever doesn't stand by us and stand with us as we've stood by them and stood with them and not against them, then it's time for those relationships to leave us. That's how it is. Anyway, thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing and commenting. I hope that you enjoyed this divine spread. I am working on the full moon for Patreon, as I said. The individual love readings are up on Patreon. They will be released to the public probably around the 20th of April. So for the last 10 days of April. And as I said, whoever is here commenting, I will be choosing randomly and giving you a mini Lenormand spread, 3 cards. It will be an email reading, so it will be a reading where you'll get the picture of the cards and the audio. It will be just a general reading, because what the Lenormand shows will I'll be able to read energetically for you. And then, of course, you can see if that resonates for you in your life, because you know what's going on for you personally. Now, we did choose another 3 winners from Patreon yesterday. I've already emailed you. So do claim your prize. We choose 3 winners every month through Patreon, so do consider joining us and helping Divine Debut 11 keep afloat, as there is so much competition. The algorithm is not working for us here, so make sure to comment, to make sure you're notified. So press the notification bell, but maybe unsubscribe and then subscribe again, because many of our subscribers, we've got almost 100,000 people. We passed the 100,000 mark. We got to 106,000 subscribers, and now we're losing subscribers as we're not being seen. So that's the way it goes. We'll be here as long as we can keep afloat. If not, and we're going to drown, there's no point in me giving any more energy to this channel, right? So thank you for your support and your love. If I'm choosing you, I will be asking for your email if I don't have it, so that I can email you your personal mini reading. So the more, obviously, more comments, more opportunities you have to get that free reading, because I will be choosing randomly, and I'll be giving that to those who deserve it. Okay? Love and light, everyone. Thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow with your love reading. And yes, please, we'll be on tomorrow. So love and light. Until then, stay well, stay positive. Love you all.